Cajun lion, living in a cage of iron, in a circus out of Tijuana. Frasier was their big attraction, and he gave them satisfaction, doing it with talent and with honor.
So, whenever I went out on the coast, I heard the name Frasier. Have any of you heard of Frasier? You never heard of Frasier? Frasier is being held up out in San Francisco and in parts of Los Angeles, places like San Diego. He is being spoken of with awe, absolute awe. I would like to see him make an appearance on the Johnny Carson Show. Great. He's being spoken of as an inspiration to everybody. And the people of today are, Frasier is being spoken of not only in terms of awe and hushed admiration, but he's now becoming a symbolic figure. You've never heard the term Frasier. You never heard of Frasier. Well, I'll tell you who Frasier is. Frasier is a lion. Now, why is Frasier famous? Would you please give me a little more of that? We'll salute that old duffer. Well, you generally think of lions, as, big, tough. They're lions, right? And they walk around and they get shot by clods like Hemingway, Then they write reams of copy about how he killed the brave and true, that kind of stuff. That's what you think of as a lion, huh? Walks around in the bushes there. Well, the next time you meet Gloria Steinem, you tell Gloria Steinem about Frasier, okay? I'm just curious what Betty Friedan would say about Frasier. And on the other hand, I'm just curious what any one of 15 or 20 novelists I know who are deathly afraid of women, at least in their work, would think of Frasier. Now you're interested in what Frasier's about, aren't you? Yeah. And I'm playing this piece of music specifically for Frasier because it would appeal to Frasier. And it describes Frasier. Just mull the words over in your little pea brain out there. Like the Sheik of Araby. And he comes from the sands of Araby, right? Well, where is the sands of Araby, right? Have you ever heard of Arabian lions? Yes. And we're singing about his hometown of the Sheik. Yeah, Sheik of Araby. All right, I'll tell you. Keep that up there. We're going to use that later to kiss off poor old Frasier. Listen to this. Frasier the Lion is alive and well. And he is an aspiration and an inspiration to creatures of every type, everywhere. Frasier is an incredible patriarch among lions. He is 17. Now, do you know nothing about how old lions live? He is 17, which is 5 years over the lifespan of the average lion. That means Frasier is about 103 right now in American people life, walking around human terms. Did you know that that's the equivalent? 103. See, the average lion only lives to be around 12. 5 years over, it means really almost double the lifespan of the average lion. That means if our average life, let's say, is 70, let's say take that as a norm, this guy's like 140. I mean, he's an oldie. Well, more like 110, 115, roughly that. That's pretty old, right? Okay? He is also, please, if you will, the absolute top, totally in control, reigning Casanova. Among the jungle monarchs at Lion Country Safari, the Laguna Hills, California tourist attraction, where 1,500 animals, including nearly 100 big, full-grown, mean-looking lions, roam the countryside free to do whatever they want to do. Yeah, Frasier is so old, his tongue muscles have failed, and his tongue lolls constantly from his mouth. He walks with difficulty and no longer can lead the hunt. But, as they often say, a lion cannot live by hunting alone. Just as man cannot live by bread alone, there are other things man is interested in. Right? That dirty old lion. You want to hear about him? Now wait, this is a fantastic story. It's not as simple as it sounds. Until 3 years ago, the venerable, elderly, working Frasier was a circus lion. You know, he worked the circuses. You know, you've seen lions in circus. He was a working lion. He was limping with an infected leg in a circus, and his owners planned to destroy him. But Bill York, the chief warden at the 500-acre Lion Country Safari, bought Frasier from the circus at just a few bucks and nursed him back to health. Well, now we got the start. Now, he's an old retired circus lion. He's brought back to health. Now, you know, of course, that lions run in prides, right? You know what is a pride of lions? Well, a pride of lions is really a harem. A dozen lionesses, you know, there'd be a whole crowd of lionesses and one male lion. That's called a pride, including all the little lions, right? A dozen lionesses were brought to the safari. And they were all, you know, young, nubile-type lionesses. And until a dominant male is introduced into a pride of lions, the pride remains totally disorganized, unestablished, and, the way to glory here is this, the lionesses grow more despondent every day. Veterinarians who have worked with them for many, many years say. Well, so here they are. And they got these lionesses that are getting despondent, see? Oh, everything's going there. Which reminds me, this is WOR, New York. And the veterinarians introduced a virile young male lion into the secluded compound. They got this guy, a real bronze-tanned beach-type lion, Adonis type. He comes springing in there with muscles going, his eyeballs, boy, he was ready to go. A beautiful young lion. He came bounding in to the secluded compound with the 11 lionesses. Next morning, the young male was found badly mauled by the lionesses, and the ball game for him. For 5 nights, the process was repeated, each time with a different young male lion, each one beautiful and the absolute pink of prime. Each morning, the same result. There he is, belted out of the ring, chewed up, nothing but a couple of old ears and a foot left. Finally, the veterinarians thought of old Frasier, who was way down at the other end of the crowd. He was in a cage 4 miles away, quietly spending his declining years, or so they thought. So they says, let's give Frasier a try. Yes, next morning, the lionesses were found purring placidly in the sun near an exhausted but happy Frasier, who lay on his back, paws in the air. The veterinarians revived Frasier with a daily regimen of 5 very potent vitamin shots. He gets them every day. Frasier remains elderly and infirm, but his infirmity bothers him less these days. When he is hungry today, he has lionesses, 11 magnificent, beautiful, nubile lionesses to fetch his food, and they place it at his feet with purrs of admiration and subjection. When he walks, a lioness takes her place on each side of him to hold him up. How do you like that? They hold him up. And every morning all the lionesses wake up with a contented, happy look on their face. Frasier now has his pride, and the pride has Frasier. And so we thought you'd like to know that somewhere out there is a creature that is doing it all away. Can't you get it in there, Al? Won't come back, huh? There you go. Right now, this minute, right this very instant, why, it's only 10:30 or so out here. Out on the coast, it's just getting to be sort of like a nice, quiet, long, soft Laguna Beach evening is coming on. And old Frasier is stretching. He's yawning. Frasier's about to, be Frasier, all we can say. And the 11 lionesses who have grown so pleased with the way things have worked out and have grown happier by the day. The 11 lionesses are waiting anxiously as Frasier quietly stands up, stretches, and yawns. 110-year-old Frasier. Tomorrow morning he will be lying on his back with his paws up in the air. He'll get his shot of vitamins and he'll sleep for a while. And the lionesses will purr and go out and get him a lunch when he wants his lunch. When he decides to take a walk, 2 young, beautiful lionesses will walk on either side of him and hold him up. But all the while, there ain't no doubt who's the king of the jungle. There ain't no doubt who's running the show. So tonight we take time out in our busy hurly-burly scurry, worry-wart world of the 20th century as part of our vast public service programming to recognize and to honor during their lifetime heroes of our time. And so tonight we honor Frasier wherever he might be. Well, I know where he is tonight, and I know what he's doing tonight. And so we honor Frasier as he continues to run his little menage with absolute efficiency, albeit that he obviously husbands his strength very well, if I can use that word, and he knows exactly what to do with it. So there's no question about it that experience does have its virtues. Obviously, Frasier knows something that them other lions didn't know. And so tonight we salute Frasier, an inspiration to people, creatures everywhere.